Rahubat, Saken, and Asaru.
Rahubat.
Yeah, it's Kenyan Mwangi from Nairobi, Kenya.
Ooh.
Hey, Rahubat.
Yeah. So I have two questions. Let me go straight to it.
Okay.
So my first one is I'm trying to get maybe guidance on the naming system because some of us will get maybe kids and some of us who are trying to change our white man names. So maybe we can get a guide. The second question is also I'm trying to understand the period when I don't want to say the continent, but I want to talk about Africa. So the period like we were divided so that we can call ourselves some Sudanese, some Ethiopians, some South Africans. Yes, also trying to understand that. Those two questions.
Sure.
Yes.
As far as the names go, we had the Tamarian name book. You can still find it, or you can borrow it or share it from someone where you get to know the different names and the meanings of the names, so that you're picking a meaningful name until such time that you're able to receive a name by way of the orders, like the ancient Egyptian order, which a lot of us have been accepted into, and kind of still waiting for initiations and things like that. So, but in all of, if you can't get hold of the book, then you can research and look at using names that have a meaning, because a lot of these names, but the thing is, you have to choose a name you can live up to as well, because it's a tone, it's a vibration, it's a frequency that when somebody refers to it, everyone that has that tone is going to resonate. And so this is one of the reasons why we say come into the community, and so that you can be close and people will help you in terms of maybe choosing a name, or people that know you, because it will be based on your character and your characteristics and your nature. So, yeah. But one thing I can say as well, that because we're close to the Ghanaian culture as well, if you're born, like in Ghana, if you're born on a particular day, you can take the name that is equivalent to that day. So this is another recommendation that you can utilize in the meantime. If you want to get away from the European slave masters' names, choose a Ghanaian name. Like you have Kobina, Kofi, Kojo,
Eku.
Yeah, these are the names that the tones and frequencies are better than the European names. So you can just look at the day you were born and choose that name in the meantime, whilst you wait to receive or choose your Tamarian or cultural name.
Where's he from though? Where are you from, bruv?
Kenya, he said Kenya.
You should have a Kenyan name.
Yeah, so you don't have Kenyan tones?
Yes, we have.
Yes.
We have, but our first names are the European names, then followed by our African names.
That's
mine is Mwangi and Irongo.
There you go. I can feel those tones.
Yeah.
So just change the European name to
that one out of the way.
to the day you were born name, and
That's
then
it.
use those three for now, and then
Sure.
What was the second question? If you can remind me.
I was trying also, finding out
Africa, how it's separated.
Africa
The
was
separation.
divided to,
Yeah.
So
So
South
yeah.
Africans, Ethiopians.
I got you. So a lot of that came by way of foreigners, the Europeans and the Arabs, and that's what that word farka or Afrika from the Arabs come from, when they're dealing with separation and division. But it ties into the Berlin Conference as well, where Europeans, they divided it up based on the resources that were in each location. So they were like gold, platinum, cobalt, uranium, wherever. So they basically shared it amongst themselves and their families to take, okay, because, we want you to have that region, we'll call it Nigeria, or, do you know what I'm saying? And just, so that's kind of where that came from, the divisions by the so-called I don't even know why they use the term slave master, because they're not really masters like that. But yeah, so that's, research the Berlin Conference if you're not familiar with that. Research like the Ottoman Empire dealing with like with the Arabs, and just that whole like invasion by foreigners into what we used to call it Ganawa, but it became Africa, then Africa, and certain tones that, come from this colonization. All right?
Yep. Ashuk, brother.
Ashuk Zamar. Wadu for now.
Wadu.